right, right now it is 7:20 in the morning and it has been a week and we are currently loaded up with Boo to go drive to the equestrian center to go get a shoe put back on so we can run tonight. And boy, has it been a really, really rough week for all of us. So this week has been a bit of a disaster starting Wednesday. I swear, Tuesday felt like a Monday because, as you may have seen on my page, with the colt I'm starting to break has been very, very fun this week and making my life very difficult, but he's getting there. So it already felt like a Monday. Wednesday, it started off with me getting stung in the morning by a wasp, which my leg is still very large and swollen, but it's getting there, and it was like terribly painful. And as the day went on, it just like got progressively worse. So I went out to Tractor Supply to go get feed and everything so we could be good through the weekend, blah, blah, blah. As I'm getting ready to turn into there, the truck that we pull the trailer with, which is this one, this is our diesel, and I'm getting ready to like do a U-turn to go into there, and this like brake system alert comes on, and my husband was working, and go in there, get the grain, didn't really think much of it, get back in the truck, it's still on, so I sent him a picture and video of what it was doing. So I get home and like the brakes kind of felt a little weird, but nothing like terribly alerting, and I guess ignorance was a little bit of bliss at this point, because come to find out, the brake line blew in the truck that was going, what you said, from the front to back, and brake fluid was leaking everywhere. So we got the truck home at least. And of course, of all the weeks for this to happen, it was a very crazy week because my husband's schedule was different. So he was like days on Wednesday, but then Thursday night he had to work. Right, Thursday night? Yeah, Thursday night he had to work till 11 o'clock at night and went in the afternoon. Meanwhile, all this stuff is going on, my personal truck has not been drivable for the past 6 or so months because it's not technically road legal, because the MVA is terrible. Dealing with title holders are also terrible. And so my truck has been sitting. So the last 2 weeks or so, since I had to get my other work truck back, I've been driving this truck all the time. So the whole, at least, blessing of this whole thing is that, thank God, the brake issue happened when I was driving it somewhat local and not today with a horse trailer hooked up to it with horses in it. So at least that was the one good thing that could happen. But this is the only vehicle I could drive because the only other vehicle we have is his cruiser. So I'm stuck at home, and this is Wednesday. So then Thursday morning, we're like, I wonder if we can get temp tags put on my truck, because we did pay off my truck. So we had the title in hand, all the stuff that they've been complaining about, all this whole process of trying to get it switched over. So we went to the MVA first thing Thursday morning before he had to go into work at 3. Went there. Thankfully, everything went vaguely smooth, and now I have tags on my truck. And it's like temporary for 30 days till we get inspected, but at least it's drivable and I can actually go somewhere with it. So I could get to work. So then we get back home. I was like, okay, I had enough time to get to work. I already had people covering my shift just in case I couldn't get there. And then, another long story short, neighbor of ours got in a bad accident. We ended up going to help with it. By the time we got back, it was kind of late. It wasn't worth me going to work for a few hours. So I stayed home Thursday. And of course, he had to go to work, so we couldn't work on the truck. We did end up, on top of all this, we had to order the brake parts because we went to Napa and we were only limited to our county, and not a single auto body shop in the county had our brake parts that we could buy, so we could do it ourselves. So we had to special order them to get here Thursday, all while we're trying to hopefully get this truck up and running by Saturday, which is today, to get to the barrel race in West Virginia. So brake parts coming Thursday. My truck is now drivable Thursday, thankfully. I had to work. Mike starts working on the truck. Then he had to go to work till 11 at night. And that was really at least Thursday. Then Friday, he worked in the day. So he didn't get home till 4. I went to go train the youngsters. I had to go help out with a student with her horse with the farrier, which is also my farrier. And then I brought her home. We went home, started working horses, and as I'm bringing a horse in, I find a shoe in the field, and who other is it than it's Boo. So Boo then decided to take off her front shoe the day before a barrel race, after I just literally saw my farrier like not even 40 minutes prior, So I knew he had stuff to get done, so I'm calling him. His phone ended up being dying, so I kept going to voicemail. So it was a very stressful afternoon. Meanwhile, Mike is home trying to get the brakes put back on this truck so we could go. Of course, a storm rolls in. I can't get a hold of the farrier. If I can get a hold of the farrier, he's at a show this whole weekend, which is why we are currently hauling Boo up to PG to go to the equestrian center so that we can get her shoe put back on, because at least I have her shoe. So we're heading there now. We were up till, I guess, basically almost midnight last night, bleeding the brakes and getting this truck going so we can get on the road to get there this morning. Because, of course, the night race tonight, it is 2.5 hours away, and because we don't have anyone to feed, we have to feed super early, and we don't want to have to leave even earlier to go get her shoe tacked on. So I'd rather go now, make sure she's all squared away, and then leave when we have to. So thankfully it's all turned out and everything's working as of now. But the truck is running, and we're in the process of going to fix Boo, who literally just set me over the edge pulling her shoe off. And of course this morning she's like acting like she's dying because she doesn't have a shoe on. So hopefully once we get the sucker tacked back on, she will be fine and we don't run till later tonight. So it's been a lot this week. So all I can say is these horses better try today. So today it's going to be Boo and I, and my student Allie's coming with Jet. Her horse is not coming because her mom has a shower she has to do and everything like that. So we are currently now on the way to go get Boo's shoe tacked back on, and then head home, bathe all the horses, get everything else ready, and squared away for our West Virginia race tonight. So we were waiting to hear if the race was going to go or not, because we got Boo's shoe on. The truck is hooked up to the trailer. As you can see, Mike was actually just washing it. And as I'm looking at the weather, of course, they're calling for storms tonight. And the storms are supposed to roll in around 10 o'clock tonight. Well, exhibitions don't start till 5. If so, maybe the race starts at 7, 8, 9, 10. They give us 3 hours to hopefully get everything done before these storms. So, of course, on top of this whole week and the theme of this week of nothing going right, the race is canceled. So, thankfully, it canceled it early enough before my student got dropped off and that we were on the road, because we would have to leave at 3 today to get there in time. But sucks, because I was really looking forward to this. And sure enough, I'm sure if we didn't get the truck up and running or with the shoe on Boo, nothing would have happened. So, yeah, so our race is canceled today. Right now, it looks like our next race, and then will be next weekend at Lady Long-Ears. So at least we have that. And again, it all kind of works out. We're both so exhausted from this whole truck thing. Stress levels have been through the roof this week. We're just done. Everything around here today is sopping wet because the storms that came through last night. So I guess today's going to be more of a chilling day. But at least Boo has her shoe on. The truck is up and running. And we will plan for next week. But here's a little recap of some things that went on this week that you guys missed.